Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your boomer. I am your resident boomer host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And I apologize for being late and absurdly gay tonight. Very, very late. And for the weird glitch up at the beginning. I forgot I wasn't on my scene when I started you know, streaming. That's what it's called, streaming. Very professional today. Again, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota, and I am delighted to be here today. Boomer forgot how to stream. So true. So absurdly true. What a disaster. What a disaster. Well, let me warn you guys in advance. I am hoping to rest my voice a little bit. Today is just a fun little romp. For all the little scamps on Twitter who are aflutter over my repersoning, over the fact that I am very much not a hate speaker, not a hate speak machine, but rather a humble civilian who got caught up in a wave of spam bots by accident. That's the official word from Twitter, is that I just happened to get caught up. My account happened to be caught up in just a big pile of spam accounts. Just happened to. Don't know how it happened. It's weird. Because you know what's true. If there's something that's true, it's an account with 18,500 followers that goes ahead and engages people and advertises a show and calls people fat, makes fun of their pathetic law knowledge or whatever it is. That's what a spam bot looks like. That's the type of account a spam bot looks like. I'm gonna pull it up for proof here. Let me get this in an appropriate format for you guys. Here we go. Yeah. This will be for you. Probably doxing myself in some way here, but just give me a moment. So this is, here you go. Hopefully you can read that. I guess I could check. Anyway, I'll read it to you. This is from support@twitter.com. For all of your support needs, contact support@twitter.com. Toilet not working? Support@twitter.com. We specialize in toilets. We have Renfamous. Hello. Your account has been suspended and will not be restored because it was found. Oh, wait, that's the other one. That's the old one. Sorry. That's the old one. This bears repeating, though. Your account has been suspended and will not be restored because it was found to be violating Twitter's terms of service, specifically the rules against hateful conduct. Now, I, of course, appealed that again because that's not true. That's not what happened here. I need to be very clear. I did not promote violence or directly attack or threaten anyone on the basis at all, much less on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affiliation, oldness, dumbness, or sickness. Okay, I didn't do that. At all. So of course I appealed it. But let me pull up the other one here. The right one. Sorry, I was just marveling. So I got that rejection. I immediately, of course, appealed it again, with more information. And this is a pro tip. And by pro tip, I mean, I don't know if this is actually a pro tip. This is just what I did. If you are unpersoned on Twitter, right? Appeal it again. This is the lawyer. This is the lawyer coming out. If your appeal does not work the first time, appeal it again with more information. Very, very important to go ahead and make sure that they know what you were or were not doing. There's I made fun of dumbness, but I did not attack or threaten anyone because of dumbness. That's the difference. That's the difference. So you're right. I did talk about dumbness in the truest senses of the word. Here we go. Here we go. So again, Twitter support. Hello. We've unsuspended your account. Sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah, it was inconvenient. Please note that it may take an hour or so for your follower and following numbers to return to normal. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have gained 1,000 followers on Twitter since this happened. So I guess it's returned to normal. I guess. Here we go. Twitter has automated systems that find and remove multiple automated spam accounts in bulk. Unfortunately, it looks like your account got caught up in one of those spam groups by mistake. Okay. Sure it did. I believe you. I believe you. I believe you, girl. I believe you. So once we finally got it cleared up at the end of the day, Twitter solved the problem. There was no hate speech. None of the hate speech actually occurred. It was all just a terrible mistake of spam bots. I can't. What? I don't know how they run their business, and far be it from me to tell them, but don't do it this way. Don't do it this way. So, It was a real relaxed stream. We got some food happening here. Again, nursing the vocal cords a bit. So just bear with me. So that's Twitter. I will say, much to the chagrin of Pull, and maybe we'll talk about Pull in a little bit. Let me see if I can. Pretty ugly little liars. The irony of Pull is that their Vic Mignogna thread is in the little snowflakes section. The group of snowflakes that exists are out there calling other people snowflakes. I'm trying to find it. That was only 4 hours ago. We got to get back to yesterday. Yesterday night. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to find it. Where? Oh, there's the start of it. We'll get this prepped. We'll get this prepped. Like prepping the bull, right? We'll fluff this a little bit. Get it ready for the stream. Here we go. Let's zoom in on this. We're gonna do a little salt mining in a minute. But much to the chagrin of Pull, pretty ugly little liars. Not Pull from 4chan. Pull, pretty ugly little liars. Much to the chagrin of them, I did not once threaten Twitter with litigation. I did not threaten to sick tie on Twitter or anything like that. I didn't use any special influence or superpowers. I merely was persistent in appealing my ban, which I knew to be wrong. Based on the tweet that they picked, I knew it was a misread. I believe they thought I misgendered someone. And you can't misgender Renfamous. Not possible. So, and I wasn't talking about Renfamous. I was talking about Kick Vic as an entire group. So I used it to describe a cohesive group of people, and that I think is where they tagged it. So that's what I have to guess. So, but they think that I did something. We're gonna look at that in just a minute. Oh, I also have to talk about MarzGurl throughout the stream. Okay, I have to talk about MarzGurl throughout the entire stream, just at random spots, because if MarzGurl decides to sue anyone, namely me, I just want her lawyers to watch all of my content, because I think they'll enjoy it. And I think that'll be fun for them to watch my content. They can get a good laugh. They can sit back with some whiskey. I mean, they'll have to do their jobs, of course. And go through and look for all the defamation that must be happening, or the monetization of the images that she's not monetizing and doesn't own. All of those things. Of course, they'll have to do that. But while they do it, they should be entertained. So I'm going to mention MarzGurl from time to time. I'm going to say that it's definitely a fact that her arms can reach the planet Neptune, right? And that's only if she doesn't extend them all the way. She extends them all the way. She goes way outside the reach of the solar system, and you know, she just, the mere act of unfolding her arms achieves escape velocity, just by their sheer magnitude of them. And that's a fact. But we're going to talk about MarzGurl, and we're going to do it in this way. Well, a little bit of sprinkle of ridicule, a pinch of reality here. MarzGurl, I guess, is mad that people are saying that she started the movement, that she started this whole thing, while other people were talking about it. Han Leia's tweet had a whole bunch of stuff going on beforehand. Han Leia's tweet, that's what really kicked it off. Well, no, here you go, sugar. You made a hashtag KickVic. You made it. The only way that's defamation is if you didn't make it, if you got it from someone else, which would, of course, play into the civil conspiracy thing. But I think on this one, you made it. You made it. And you liked, retweeted, and commented on all sorts of threads, inserting yourself into the story of Vic Mignogna. And how he was just this personality that shouldn't be allowed to exist in American anime anymore because he was problematic, or whatever buzzword you chose. Doesn't really matter. You may not have started it because God started it by creating Vic's ancestors, right? If we want to play this causal chain, we can go way back to the very creation of the universe. If we want, well, you know, if the universe had just never existed, right, then this wouldn't be happening to MarzGurl. Okay. But sweetie, you went out and you inserted yourself into this. You gave it a label, and then you liked and retweeted a whole lot of stuff, inserting yourself into conversations anywhere you could about Vic. I'm sorry, that's probably defamation. You suggested that you had friends at Funimation who might need to hear about it. And I'm sure that Ty would love to find any evidence of those communications on Discovery from you, or from Funimation, or from anyone else you may have talked to. And there's also just this weird sort of circle of idiots from Channel Awesome. You, Beth Elderkin, I don't know if Samantha Inu Hart was from there. There's someone else from Channel Awesome that ended up in this cesspool, the armpit of the Kick Vic movement. And it's almost like there was some information going around, And of course, there's this document. And of course, there's that direct message where you sent to someone that we're going to start with Vic. And once Vic is done, then we'll move on to someone else. You did all of those things. I don't know why you think you can walk that back. But us saying that is not defamation, sweet cheeks. It just isn't. And if any lawyer tells you otherwise, they're taking your money. They'll take your money. They'll take your friends' money. We're gonna pull up your crowdfunding efforts. She's been doing great on crowdfunding. Full applause. Seriously, she's gonna give a lawyer a lot of money. Now, remember this. Remember this. The other side to this has been saying over and over that these types of lawsuits are impossible to win. Can't win a defamation suit. Never could you win a defamation suit. They're impossible to win. Lawyers are just taking your money. Nick and Ty are grifters. We're going to, run off to Jamaica with the money at the time, the like $70,000. We'll split it between each other and get, like Shane's dream wage or whatever it is of $35,000. We'll just split that and we'll just live the sweet beach life with our ill-gotten gains. Forgo our families, forgo our law licenses, have fraud charges, be extraditable to the United States because it would be a felony, all of that stuff. But that's what we were going to do. Now, remember that. Now, as MarzGurl reaches into the pockets of people in Singapore from California, as she does that, realize that none of that narrative will persist for her, even though her case, she has suffered zero damage. She's still employed at whatever anime subtitling company she works for, I guess. Employed as probably a freelance subtitler. She's still, I mean, I guess, I don't know. Her cat died. I don't know if that was the fault of anybody, but she hasn't suffered any economic loss. And it's hard to go down from zero. To be fair, it's hard to go down from how low she was. But without that economic loss, she's going to have damages. Now, Vic has per se damages because people are calling him a sexual predator, a pedophile, things like that. Things that are actual crimes of moral turpitude, or they're insulting his ability to conduct business. He can't be at a convention without raping someone or whatever they say about it, right? If that's the case, those are per se defamatory. You don't even have to prove damages there. With MarzGurl, if they can locate a defamatory statement, none of them are accusing her of crimes. We're just accusing her of stupidity, of being a clout chaser, of being a nobody, of being uncharismatic, of having arms that could when hashtag never forget, when the Twin Towers fell and rubble was everywhere, MarzGurl is up there, craning giant pieces of rubble out of the way, saving people. To her credit, she was immediately commandeered by the local government, brought to New York to lift the giant rubble out with those cranes. Okay? So that's a good thing that she's done in life. But none of this is accusations of a criminal act. No one has said she's bad at writing subtitles or can't do it. No one has said any of those things that would impact her ability to do business. She's just defaming a man over and over and over. Now she's trying to walk it back, but that's what she's doing. So as long as that's all we're doing is talking about that, they're not going to have a defamatory statement, and they're certainly not going to have per se defamation. So she's going to have to prove damages. Who is going to hire you anyway? If we make fun of you for being fat and you show up at the interview and they're like, oh, That's not our fault. So anyway, let me do some of these very generous chats. Thank you, of course, for participating via the chat. I do really appreciate it. And let's do these. I'm gonna start with this one. My real name is Quincy. Says, glad you got your Twitter back. Hey, me too, buddy. Way to go. The best defense is being an honest man. Keep being you, brother. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. I will do that. I will keep being me. Fran Madaraki says, yo, Nikki Ricotta. I was thinking that if Vic can't get money from the litigation of the Kick Vic hags, we could help him collect the leftover yeast from their Mandingo-sized dildos and make delicious bread products for them. And with that, gross. Gross. That is disgusting. Drew Taylor, I got my Twitter back. Yes. Tacoon513 says, what's up, Nick? Probably my second chat I'm sending your way for all the work you do. Hey, thanks, buddy. Thank you. Can we maybe get a how embarrassing for you to start off the stream? Good luck, my dude. Any news getting back your Twitter? It's back. It's back. Go check it out. Go follow it or whatever if you're not. I'm just, I invested heavily in burn cream. The moment I got that email, I have to confess to a little bit of insider trading, right? I knew, well, I can't even do this. This is a lie because you guys yesterday told me I got my Twitter back and you could go check the record. I was going to make a joke, okay? I was going to make a joke saying I knew I was getting my Twitter account back, so I invested heavily in burn cream before announcing it on the stream. That was the joke, but it's not true. It's not true because you guys did tell me about it coming back, and that was a very fun moment yesterday. Thank you. But no, but yeah, I'm deciding where to liberally apply the burn cream. Well, after the burn, right? I'm deciding where that goes. Right now, I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing at all the salt. And it's the silence that really gets it. The silence of the Zach Vianas going from attacking my poor intern to just not talking about it. So anyway, Siren Jag says, we did it. I can't do Shaggy's voice. Like I said, I'm resting. I'm going to try and not do any voices tonight. I do need to rest that guy. We did it, Scooby. We caught the wacky waving inflatable MarzGurl bandit. Now all we have to do is find out who this really is remove this hideous mask. Wait, hold on. Grrr, dang it. It's stuck. Help me out. Everybody, bring a crowbar too. There you go. Next, we've got, what do we have here? Seymour Butt says, well, now you know Twitter is the big latent gay. Elliot Joubert says, Renfamous on Twitter was asking for a comic book store to visit during her stay. I told her I did not know any comic book stores, but she would feel right at home at the Dallas World Aquarium. The aquarium ended up liking my tweet. Come on. That is, hold on, for you. That was beautiful. Oh, God. Ms. Meadowkitty says, from a legal perspective, would it be hearsay or demonstrable fact to state that MarzGurl is indeed capable of pulling an apple core out of a person's stomach and that she is able to jump rope her own arms? Yes. It's not hearsay. It's definitely a fact. Hearsay would be hearing someone else make that claim and then asserting it as proof. That's how hearsay works. So, oh gosh, that's great. I hope they ban the aquarium from Twitter for hate speech. No aquarium should be subjected to that. Stooge Muffin Stuffin'. So apparently, this is the cast for Netflix's Cowboy Bebop. John Cho is Spike, Mustafa Shakir is Jet, and Danielle Pineda as Faye. No Ed and Ein isn't going to be a court. No Ed, Ein isn't going to be a corgi. Someone please game end me. By the way, is Whedon a hack? Who's Danielle Pineda? Hold on. I'm going to look it up, but I'm going to look it up off stream because it happened to me once with Allison Mack and suddenly I got a bunch of nude stuff. Right on stream. That wasn't good. It wasn't good. So this is going to be Faye Valentine? I mean, I don't see it. She's pretty, but I just don't know how you cast Faye Valentine. I just don't know who you could cast to be Faye. So, I don't know if maybe Daniela can rock the outfit. I'm sure they're going to put the outfit out there, right? They're definitely going to have Faye's outfit. They weren't real Allison Mack nudes. It was a deep fake, but yeah, it did pop up on the stream because Google just went ahead and threw it up there. Oh my goodness. Okay. What do we got next? Ryan Mercado says, jokes on MarzGurl. Even if she defeats the anti-slap motion, I highly doubt it. She needs to prove actual malice with clear and convincing evidence because she holds herself as a public figure. Yeah, that was an interesting choice. I've been doing this for 10 years. And even if she tries to say she isn't a public figure, which she should definitely argue that she's not a public figure. She should definitely do that. Oh, isn't she verified on Twitter? Isn't she a verified? Hold on. I'm blocked, but I think I can. Oh no, she's not verified. Rats. I was hoping she was verified. But either way, she's going to have to overcome the limited public figure doctrine. And here's the question, Toots. Where are you going to file suit? You going to do it in California? Flash isn't in California. I'm not in California. Tug isn't in California. I don't know where Hero A is. But if you're going to do it in California, good luck getting personal jurisdiction. If you try to do it in California, you're going to have to fight a motion. That's going to cost you 10 grand to fight that motion. Even if you win it, and you won't, because I don't do business in California. I didn't reach into California. Sorry. And I don't know that any damage was suffered in California for you. It's a little different than Meyer, right? Meyer was in Texas. Meyer's business was in Texas, and the business that is being harmed is in Texas. But even so, you're going to have to spend 10 grand fighting that motion. How's your crowdfunding doing? It needs to be doing better. Let's see. Let's pull her up here. Oh, she's almost up to 4 grand. All right. That's good. That's good. She can get to the complaint stage now. She can maybe get the complaint. But Hero's in California. Well, I guess she could sue Hero in California. I don't know what she'd sue Hero for. Again, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with his content as far as MarzGurl is concerned to say that that they'd have a case. But here's the other thing. Just the motion. So if you come after me or Flash, you're facing a 10 grand venue motion. Unless you try and sue us in our states, then you're going to be in federal court in either way. Because if you sue Hirohe and try to include us, then you got to get California. And I know you're familiar with long arm statutes, but you got to get their statute to exercise jurisdiction over us. That's going to be a tough sell. Very tough sell. You couldn't name the last time I was in California. So that'll be interesting. And I don't do any business there. But here's the thing. Just to get prepped, your guys are going to have to go through all of this video. And there's so much video. Even though the primary focus is not you, there's so much video to wade through. So that's going to be fun. Enjoy paying for that. But yeah, she's going to have to overcome, the limited public figure doctrine. I should talk about that real quick. Is when you insert yourself into an ongoing controversy. Now, according to her, she didn't start it. And that's going to be I assume, a critical aspect of her offense. She's going to say, these people say that I started this movement, but I didn't. Someone else did. There's a catch-22 in there, chica. If you didn't start the movement, then you inserted yourself into an existing public controversy for the purpose of commentary. And you did it as a leader by starting the hashtag. Same with me. You don't see me running around trying to sue everyone for defamation because on the Vic issue, I am likely a public figure. Likely. I would certainly argue otherwise. But the ultimate conclusion, the court is likely going to determine that I'm a public figure who has inserted himself into at least a limited public figure, okay? I've inserted myself into a public controversy within a particular community to make statements about it, to discuss it. I have put myself into it. MarzGurl did the same thing. Or maybe she just made a tweet on her own and it picked up steam, but that's not her story. That hasn't been her story. It's still not her story. So she's setting herself up for limited public figure status. And as long as she is being talked about within the scope of that limited public figure status, gonna need help. Gonna need help. Anyway, next. Let's see. Bryce Byerly says, kind of a semi-serious question. How would you get a client to stay off Twitter if they keep doubling down? Or would you just drop them? It's a hard thing to fire a client. It's a very hard thing to fire a client. If there's a breakdown of the attorney-client relationship to the point where they will not trust your advice, you sometimes have to fire the client. You got to tell them. But here's the reality with clients, okay? The reality with clients is that you can never count on your clients to listen to you 100%. You can always count on your clients to screw up from time to time. They're human. They're not the lawyer, and you're not there over their shoulder in every decision that they make. So you don't want them on Twitter. Occasionally, the anger is going to get the best of them. They're going to go on Twitter. Couple times, okay. Couple times later, look, change your password, give it to me. I'll give it back to you when it's over. Don't want to. Then, look, we're going to have a real issue here. I can't fight for you if you keep up this defamation on Twitter. If you keep digging your grave, I can't haul you out of it. That's the point where you have to come to the table with your attorney or with your client if you're the attorney. You say, look, I'm here to help you. Mistakes are one thing. You're crippling the ability to win. Any lawyer who takes these cases, if they don't know it's going to be fought in public, then their clients are ridiculous. But Casey Eric had to know that this case was going to be fought in public. Had to know. So these lawyers' reputations, which is not fair. This is not fair. It is not fair to put Casey Eric on trial for the actions of Monica and Ron, right? Let me be very clear about this. But there is no avoiding the fact that Casey Eric will be linked in this very public fight to Monica and Ron. So if he loses, he's got to lose after putting up the 100% appropriate fight. If he's got clients who are unwilling to cooperate with him in that, he's going to at some point look at them and say, you're putting my firm and my reputation on the chopping block. You're putting me on the chopping block with your mistakes. I can't win this. I can't even save your dignity for you. I can't make you look good if you keep hamstringing me. And if you're going to keep doing it, you need alternate representation. At some point, a lawyer will get there, unless the money is really good. But in this type of, or maybe he doesn't know it's going to be as public of a fight. And if he doesn't, Lord have mercy on him. But he'll find out right away. And then you'll have to have that talk. That's going to happen. So how you handle it is up to each attorney. If they refused to get off Twitter, if they couldn't keep themselves off Twitter, I would say, look, give me your Twitter password. I'm changing it, and I'll change it back to you. I'll put it in your case file, this temporary password, so that if you if you fire me, you get it back or whatever, or you get it back at the end of litigation. That's how you handle that. And if they don't want to do it, you have to assess if you want to keep going. Can you deal with their issue? Some lawyers can, some can't. Mythos Irving says, I did not start Kid Vic. It's not true. I did not. Oh, hi, Ty. There you go. So that's, I guess that's those chats early on here. Let's do a little salt mining over on Pretty Ugly Little Liars. Oh, and let me add let me fix this real quick. Hold on. I forgot to add the chat to this screen. I apologize. There we go. Miss Meadow Kitty says, Yellow Flash's real name is Eobard Thon. He is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. His number is 616-420-6969. I am Yellow Flash. We are all Yellow Flash. Oh my goodness. I'm going to address this one right now because it's kind of in the theme. Who says, they're going to try and drag you into the Vic lawsuit, Nick. I mean, I knew that's a possibility a long time ago. I knew that was a possibility from the get-go. They would want to drag me into it. If that's where they want to spend their money, okay, I guess that'll have fun. I shouldn't even say it. I shouldn't even say the stupidity of doing this. I shouldn't even tell MarzGurl the stupidity of going after someone right now when she is on the hit list for litigation. I'm Justin Y and I post pointless trash. Hey, buddy. Nice to see you. Says, Shane will save us. Nick, you're Frenched, buddy. No. Mithrin Emmer says, why is MarzGurl's GoFundMe only at 4,000? I thought her billionaire sugar daddy, James Lee, was going to hire her a high-powered California litigator to drag Tug, Flash, and you to face a California court where you would lose. Well, Shane, or James Lee, James Lee is he's got billions in the bank with his 6-figure salary. Definitely happening. Billionaires put their billions in banks. It's all liquid assets in like a market indexed savings account. That's what's going on in their money market index savings account, earning a 0.2% interest if they're lucky on their billions of dollars. That's what billionaires do. They don't actually have anything invested. Nothing's in stock options or anything like that. Nothing's in property or business assets or personnel or insurance. It's all actually just sitting in a bank account. That's how many billions he has. So that's oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on about Warski. I have no idea. Someone's saying he tried to start a cult. I don't know. No idea what's happening with that. So no talk yet. But we can talk about it in a minute. What's up, Woodman Gaming? What's up, buddy? Oh, I'm Justin Wine. I post pointless trash. I don't think you understand. Frenched. Like, is that a French roast or a French kiss? French roast or French kiss? I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let's look at Pull for a second. Pretty Ugly Little Liars. Here's where it happened. This is during the stream, I believe, 19 hours ago. This is probably right around the time that I got my Twitter account back, or right after I tweeted, right? Looks like Blackface Lawyer got his Twitter account back. I haven't gone through this. Let's just see what happens. I thought it was permaban. That's unfortunate. Probably threatened Twitter into submission with Ty's help. Yes. Remember, the two fake lawyers who are grifters, pretend lawyers, bad at everything, Nobody Law Firm out of Tyler, Nobody Law Firm in Minnesota. Those two lawyers, we bodied Twitter right off its own platform. We're like, hey, what up, Twitter? You better give it back. You better bring it back. You're gonna face these hands. We're gonna serve some process to that ass if you don't give it back. The competing narratives, they don't know how to do it. They don't know what to do. Mythos Irving says, he's coming right for us. Shoot him. Stay back. Can we get an F for Andy? Guys, I'm gonna, Andy, that Alex thing, all of that, I'll be talking about it as we get some actual results on that. But yeah, here we go. So the nobody pretend lawyers who are too drunk and too unprofessional to accomplish anything, we just bodied Twitter and their legal team right out of it. One of the biggest companies in the world, no big deal. Took care of them. Hey, Funimation, watch out. Funimation is a $150 million subsidiary of Sony, and Twitter got wrecked in a week by Ty and Nick. That's what happened. You guys are done. Look out, Funimation. Just like every single unwilling convention who doesn't want to invite Vic. Oh, they're toast. We're taking down multi-billion-dollar multinationals in a week, and convention thinks they can hold out against us? Kind of hopeless to do anything to ban him / stop him on social media. This train don't stop. I got Thomas Smug Face right on the front of it. Breaking all the barriers. Because he'll be like, I'm a lawyer. Do as I say. And get them to bend to him. Bend the knee. Wish they wouldn't, but it's hard to bend to people who can rob you of money just because they don't like you. Now, to be fair, Twitter's robbing itself of money. Like I said earlier, like the unwilling conventions. Pretty sure that unwilling convention made a whole lot more money from Vic than they lost from anybody else. I mean, we can keep reporting him and temporarily deplatform him, but it's not going to last when he can be like, I'm a lawyer, bend to me or face serious legal action. I will say, MedJed, don't piss off. This is from Ty. This is an axiom of the beard. Don't piss off someone who has free access to the legal system. Don't do it. Don't do it. Unless you can pay the bill. Twitter probably can, but that's just funny. I can't even take it. Thought it was permaban. Suspension, if I recall. Should have been a permaban. Oh, goodness. Okay. Here. Of course, well, he right down here. Of course, the whole soy boy cut juvenile name calling is directed at any man, hardly men, who stands up for women. Those aren't men. This is pull. Pull is opposed to white knighting. Pull is opposed to white knighting, except when they love it. And it's all part of their mimicry of Rekieta. Follow their leader. Yes, I am the leader. I'll take it. I'll take it. At least 2 of those tags are yeah, nope. What are these tags? Kick Vic. I stand with Vic. Transgender for Vic. LGBT for Vic. He is risen. Stop oppression by orcas and long arms but no muscle. Thank you, gun grabber Gruel. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. 47 Ron Gaming says, if she is on the Vic hit list, how would filing 2 lawsuits affect each other? Fighting 2 lawsuits affect each other. I say it because I don't know. P.S. Showed my wife the picture of MarzGurl. She said it almost gave her a miscarriage. P.S.S. The baby is okay. Whew. That was very dangerous. That was very dangerous. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so the answer to your question, it would affect each other because she doesn't have the money. If she's doing 2 lawsuits at the same time, she doesn't have the money. And she's not countersuing Vic. She'd be suing a separate party. But one way it would affect her, if she sues me, for example, all hypothetical. If you sue me, I get to depose you. Let me float an idea that I cannot take credit for this. Please do not give me credit for this. A wise and brilliant and funny friend suggested this. If they were to sue me, we would do a GoFundMe, for example. And now this would be a different kind of GoFundMe. All right? Anyone who donated would get to, maybe we might have to put a threshold just because of the amount coming in. I don't know. This is still in a very preliminary phase. But if MarzGurl sues me, or maybe we could do this for anybody, for Flash, Umbrella Guy, Hero Hey, whoever gets sued, they get to depose MarzGurl. So we could just do a GoFundMe because we're going to have 6 hours of MarzGurl having to answer questions. Okay? Are you with me on this? Are you following? What happens when all we do is just crowdsource the 6 hours of questions for MarzGurl? We just ask the internet, if MarzGurl had to answer any question you asked under oath, what would you ask? Here's your opportunity. Donate to the GoFundMe and post a question. There you go. Do you want to do that? How many people are you willing to sue? Because all of them get to depose you. We may have more than 6 hours of questions from the internet. I don't know how many questions are going to have Jewario in them, but I think a lot. I think you might have something to answer for. Like, one of the questions, hypothetical, has one arm ever lapped the other one while giving someone a hug? Just, we gotta know. We have to know if one of your arms has ever lapped the other one while wrapping around the other person, yourself, and the other person again. Has that ever happened? We need to know these questions. Very, very interesting questions that might have to happen. So it's just a possibility, right? Now, whether or not the lawyer, whatever lawyer was in charge of that lawsuit, would go ahead and do that, you know, that's up to the lawyer's legal strategy. But it seems like it's something that could happen. But this is the problem that MarzGurl's facing. I think she genuinely thinks Vic isn't going to sue her. I think that's what she's thinking. I mean, everybody else thought it too. But I wouldn't be so sure. Okay. Now, back to the salt mine. Oh, wait, no. Mithrin Emrys says, come on, Nick. We all know you and Ty just promised Jack a 1-week retreat to Tibet with all the fasting and hot yoga he desires to get your account back. You can tell us the truth. Poll has you busted. That's true. That's true. And all expenses paid trip to a monastery in Tibet with no expenses where you do yoga and just vomit all day. All right. Back to the salt mines. Not the bees. Stop oppression by orcas? What? Ooh. He is risen. What? Long arms but no muscle. What? Oh, pull. Please come in and join the memes. The water is fine. The water is fine. Almost funded already. Yes. She's got him all the way up to that 1,500. All the way up to that 1,500. Whew. Guys, I mean, I do $1,500 retainers. Okay, let me let you know. I do $1,500 retainers. I am a very inexpensive lawyer in central Minnesota. I do $1,500 retainers where the average home price is 110 grand, something like that. Median home price or whatever. Like, if that, it's probably lower, to be fair. Median income out here is abysmal. This is not Beverly Hills. Okay? I do $1,500 retainers for basic criminal charges. Right? Basic criminal cases that I think we can resolve without trial. That's a $1,500 Rekieta law retainer. A basic criminal charge. Possession, domestic violence, like a pretty straightforward domestic violence. What else would we? I don't know. Disorderly conduct, stuff like that. Stuff we're gonna probably plea it out at $1,500 because they're probably the penalty's not gonna be that big of a deal. Something like that. $1,500 is not funding a lawyer for a defamation case. Nope, not a chance. Nowhere near it. So she has $3,600 so far. Okay. $3,600 does not get you into a custody dispute in Minnesota. You're talking $5,000 to start for custody of children. With clear rules on custody, right? I mean, it's so expensive. It's so expensive. So it's just a matter of time before he got permabanned. I mean, people who doesn't stand with Vic is just not us poll members. And be it you're against Vic or not, tweets of his by nature are most likely to be reported by others who feel uncomfortable having him around on Twitter. That's true. Sure, I get reported several times per tweet. Mythos Irving says, hey, Nick, would you want a hand job by MarzGurl's orangutan arms? No. 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 Never. Go check on page 359, Fairy Duster's post for more laughs. We'll get there. We'll get there in a minute. Let's see. MarzGurl should argue that she's not a public figure. In that case, it's far easier to win. That's true, but she already screwed up. Let's see. Oh, this was great. MarzGurl's got him moment. Okay? This is her got him moment. Okay, you guys, all hands on deck. MarzGurl has been dealing with the worst kind of abuse. The worst kind of abuse. You have giant arms. You use too many filters. You're fat and ugly. And you're unimportant, uninteresting, and nobody likes your content. That is the worst kind of abuse. Not like sexual abuse, not physical violence, not severe emotional trauma from like a loved one who's demeaning and degrading them, not induction into suicide or something like that. This is the worst abuse, the worst kind. Just so we're clear on where we stand here. And then I know Kaylin was considering legal action, but I don't see anything on her account regarding this. Is it legal or legit? Is it legit? And then here she is. MarzGurl says, yes, it is. I waited for the conspiracy channels to take the bait first, and it worked. It's open now. What bait? What bait? You put up a real GoFundMe. You put up a real GoFundMe, and people said, hey, look, she put up a GoFundMe. How dumb of her. That was the bait? Guys, let me set out the bait. I'm going to cook you a ribeye steak, and I'm going to put it on a plate at a table with a fork, a steak knife, and a napkin, and a nice, tall, dark red wine. Don't take the bait. Wouldn't want you to take that bait. Look at the wargaming mastery, the mastermindery of Kaylin Saucedo. What is this plan? What is this plan? Why? They took the bait. Got him. Got him. Oh, how much Rick and Morty do you need to watch? How much Rick and Morty do you need to watch to come up with these plans? They're going to mention my thing that's real. Got him. Mither and Emrys says, contracts question. Would James Lee's offer to pay for her lawyer count as an actual offer? I don't think she ever accepted, but it would be fun to make that argument too, to see him backpedal out of it. Food for thought. Yeah, we'll get a promissory estoppel action going on her, on James Lee, on Shane Lee. What's his name? James Lee. Yeah. He promised me he'd pay. He promised me, and I relied on it, and I hired a lawyer, and I had every reason to believe in Anon on the internet, because everybody on the internet who's anonymous loves me. That'd be good. Nice promissory estoppel theory. Okay. There are two things I love in life: God and seeing people get what they deserve. Who's getting what they deserve? Here's the conspiracy theory. Here's the conspiracy theory, okay? If you go on MarzGurl's Twitch, maybe I could do this. Hold on. Oh, she's hosting someone. No. Oh, God. She's not on it. So don't worry. Whew, that was risky. That was risky. Oh, I'm sorry. God, go away. Here we go. Where is it? There. Here's my conspiracy theory. Are you guys ready? Can you read this? Whoa. Let's wait for this to change. Not today. Obviously not today. But let's wait for this to change. MarzGurl running the important games. World of Warcraft, Witcher 3, Beyond the Black Rims, whatever that is. Oh, that's something to do with Channel Awesome. And then other stuff. But look at this rig. An i5 2500K, a GTX 560 Ti, 8 gig of RAM, a Senti Nebulous, I don't know what that even is, and then a light-on keyboard. Let's wait and see how that GoFundMe turns out. Let's wait and see how that GoFundMe turns out. Go through a wish list. It's got an Amazon wish list? No. Come on. Look at all these Switch games she wants. A game capture for her Switch, probably. An iPad Pro. She wants a 6600K. Sweetie, come on. You can upgrade. You can out-upgrade that. She wants like 14 VR machines. Anyway, yeah. So she wants a bunch of games and stuff. But here's the thing, right? I wonder. 4 or 5 grand? Enough to get a lawyer to sue someone? Nah. Enough to make a pretty sweet gaming rig? Help out with your channel? Maybe. Maybe. No, a GTX 560 Ti. Did they have a Ti? They had 560s. I mean, a lot of generations ago, right? I think. But, yeah. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if this is her plan. I don't know at all. But, like I said, $3, $4, $5, even $7,000. I mean, $7,000 is a cat and a PC for sure. It's not gonna be enough for a big lawsuit. All right. It's almost reaching 2,000 now. Glad to see that she's really getting the help she needs. Okay. And oh goody, Rekieta got his Twitter back. Just great. There you go. I wonder how long racketeering goes before he loses it again. Oh, honey. Always longer than is acceptable for you. Let's see. $5 says he gets suspended again. I mean, it's inevitable. It's inevitable because I can't not use words like it. And so inevitably, I'm going to get tagged again because they report every tweet. Every tweet. Ho ahead, cheeseball. Ho ahead? I don't see any hoes ahead. Do what you did and get suspended over and over and over. Well, I guess this is... I bet the Lickers think they won having cheeseball back, but they still got to win the court case that he isn't involved in. But okay. These takes, I don't even know. Let's see. The Believe Bulma account was short round on Kiwi Farms doing a really bad job. Naughty language, Ren. Trying to make people feel bad for Yellow Flash. Next time, don't try to sell patches with identical art and private the who is on your domains, you effing moron. Yeah. Yeah. Good research skills, Ren. Yeah. I'm supposed to go to 359 and look for Fairy Duster. Hold on. Fairy Duster. Fairy Duster. Here we go. Oh, this one? Oh my God. I don't want to read this. That's long. That's long. Just posting this stuff from lolcow. I guess we could read it real quick. What's it hurt? What's it hurt? Mythos Irving says, well, if she does sue and I have to ask questions, we all know of the questions I'd ask. Mostly questions about tongue-punching fart boxes. Miss Saucedo, is it true that you have an affinity for performing anal cunnilingus? Cunnilingus. Is that true? Please describe your experiences tossing the salad. James Spoon says $3,000 cat and a $4,000 PC. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is from a lawyer on lolcow. Lawyer here. It's likely longer than that. There were no POS in the file from what I saw, and the clock starts running from when the defendants have been properly served. So POS being proof of service. Well, wasn't paying attention. Rial and Toye were served on the night that I announced the lawsuits because Casey Eric responded to Ty and accepted service. So as for Markey and as for so they've waived that proof of service requirement, doesn't need to be filed. As for Markey and Funimation, I don't know if they've been served or not. It's also quite likely to take longer given these are unsophisticated defendants and they've probably never hired an attorney before. That's not true. Ronica was involved in a landlord-tenant dispute. I believe they had an attorney. They settled right after they were deposed, which indicates that maybe they let go some sort of fact that got them in trouble. But I don't know. We'll see. We won't see. It's a settlement. I think there is a higher probability for either requests for extension or failing that, motions for extension. This would be dumb. I mean, you know what? Whatever they're going to do, they're going to do. And I don't know what Beard and Harris would do, but they could oppose the motion. They could oppose the motion and go ahead and just say, look, Judge, these people have been defaming my client for months, ruining his career, ruining his name, both personal and professional reputations in the gutter because of these people. We publicly announced, and they acknowledged the announcement, that we were going to be suing them. They welcomed the lawsuit. They said, bring it on. We want to be sued. And now they want an extension. Now they want it to slow down. For months, these people have been dragging my client's name through the dirt. And now they want it to slow down now that they're getting sued. This is just a delay tactic, Your Honor. Clearly a delay tactic because these people want more time to defame my client and they want to increase the cost of my client to go after because they know they're losing this suit. Okay? The Beard could certainly argue something like that. Whether or not he will, it's an open question. But if he does set that argument, even if they lose the argument, it already puts the judge on notice. This has been going on for a while. They've been fighting this in public. Now that they're sued, they want it to go back under the radar, and that's not happening. So it puts them in an interesting predicament. Now, if Toye and Rial ask for an extension, I mean, that's just going to be bad. That's just going to be a bad plan. Toye and Rial having accepted service on the day that it was served, already being represented by competent counsel. I mean, it seems unlikely that they're going to request an extension. But who knows what Markey and Funimation will do. Funimation's not an unsophisticated person, by the way. Big company with staff attorneys. So we'll see. Requests are stipulations with opposing counsel to extend the answer time, usually to accommodate for a party obtaining counsel or said counsel to get up to speed with the case. Given the comically adversarial nature of this case, I doubt anyone is stipping to anything, even to avoid looking like an a-hole, so motion it is. Speaking of motion practice, that'll be a good way to run up the incredible amount of fees the GoFundMe alleges will be necessary. Yeah, that's true. Also on them. They'll have to pay for it too. If it's a contested motion, that would be a disaster financially. For reference, even with Lodestar, which is a lawyer fee calculating software, and fee multipliers, when I've litigated opt-out fraud cases against multi-billion-dollar corporations, where I've had to engage in extensive discovery because class lawyers were opportunists who took the first 6842.003998 offer, I've seen fees hit $300K, maybe once when settling on the courthouse steps the day of trial. That one I got lucky on too. Judges really like to stomp on your wiener when it comes to the multipliers. Obviously, fees skyrocket after you actually get into trying the case. Even with a 10 to 12 day estimate, I've been holed up in BF nowhere for a month trying cases due to the fact that you have to waste days on jury selection, motions, and limine openings, completing PMK, PMQ question depositions mid-trial. Trial work is exhausting, and I built 100-hour work weeks before, but I'm getting into the weeds here. This case is not even remotely comparable to real litigation. Oh, that's where this guy's wrong. There are hundreds of hours of video. There are hundreds of hours of video. There are hundreds of, if not thousands of tweets. I've got all of them in email. It's gigabytes of data. Gigabytes of data that have been crowdsourced by the internet. That discovery request is hundreds of hours of work. Good luck catching up. Good luck catching up. The discovery is complex. In complex fraud litigation, definitely outstrips a civil claim like this one. In complex fraud litigation, if you're talking class action, yeah, of course a class action suit is going to. But this isn't a standard civil defamation case. This is deep. And this has lots of discoverable materials, lots of connected parties. Maybe if Funny does a huge data dump, it's not them. Ty's got the data. Ty's data dump on them. Just remember, just Toye's tweets, over 400 tweets, okay? That's just Toye's tweets. Now, and that's just Toye's defamatory tweets. Understand that people have been archiving every tweet of Toye, Markey, Rial, Pridemore, Samantha Inu Hart, Renfamous, who else? Chris Sabat, Sean Schemmel, DC Douglas, Rooster Teeth, Funimation, all of their voice actors, everyone connected to this. Convention owners. It's all been archived. It's all been sent to me and forwarded to Ty. There are so many things coming in. And it'll be funny when the other side gets that same amount of data and hasn't had the weeks and weeks of preparation. So, you know, I guess you could say that this is just a basic case and drives up Vic's attorney's document review costs. Sure, that's what's going to happen. Or if this goes all the way up to and into trial, it could cost $300K. But that's unlikely, as something like 2 to 3% of civil claims actually go to trial. That's true, but we've got stupid defendants, including Funimation. You're stupid. I think a lot of people have mistaken belief that Vic is paying his lawyers $100K up front or something. That's lunacy. Wow, I didn't realize how much I wrote here. Sorry for the book. It's really interesting and informative to hear professionals too. Nah, only professionals you think you agree with. Rekieta is probably intentionally highballing the costs of this case. Oh no. You sweet summer child. It makes sense with the overall puffery going on here. Lots of folks whipping themselves up into a frenzy about how this will become the trial that destroys Funny SJW. #MeToo forever. No, I set a very modest GoFundMe goal. Okay. No probs, nice trips. That's my take on it, just from my experience in dealing with litigation that actually runs the course to actual trial. My costs are relatively high as well, as the lowest billable rates for an attorney at my firm range around $300 on up many times that, and our work is sufficiently complex in nature that we usually get multipliers for certain line items on our MAF hearings. I won't pretend to know how recovery of attorney's fees goes in defamation TI cases in Texas, but I can certainly do some research into it and report back. No guarantees it'll be anytime soon, though. I'm traveling and kind of slammed with taking depositions right now. Generally, though, parties bear the cost of their own attorney's fees, but when a fee shifting provision applies, the costs and expenses of the prevailing party are shifted in whole or in part on the losing party. Just to clarify my stance on the whole situation, I hate the injection of politics into my Chinese cartoons. I detest the social justice movement and most tech industry giants. I've worked for a couple, and I lean very conservative, but I'm still not in Vic's corners. I actually agree with a lot of Rekieta's views, but I can't get behind him or Vic when, one, there are blatant misrepresentations being made on the strength of Vic's case. I've personally witnessed Vic do some pretty awful stuff at cons over the last decade. Notice what he's done. He's done a very lawyerly argument here. No, I really actually agree with Rekieta on a lot of stuff. Yep. I'm with him. But I can't be with him here because of these things. Increase my credibility and then tag in why my credibility sells the next point. This is essentially resulting in weaponizing of a fandom which never ends well, and which we've seen time and time again with Homestuck, Steven Universe, Hitalia, etc. I get why Rekieta is doing this, though. Cloud is a huge motivator, and his numbers have skyrocketed after he started devoting the majority of his time to running super chats. The majority of my time was already running super chats, to be fair. Getting paid for sitting around drinking all day while explaining basic legal concepts to normies must be nice. That said, there are more than a handful of absolutely detestable human beings on the Kick Vic side too, so I'm just sitting over here enjoying the show. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I think this guy knows that this case is not going to go in their favor. And he knows that the costs are going really high. Notice he didn't answer that. He didn't answer how much he thinks that lowball question. Kind of dodged that one. But, yeah, sorry, let me know if there's anything I missed. POS proof of service, Lodestar's attorney's fees, PMK, PMQ, person most knowledgeable and qualified, blah, blah, blah. So there you go. There you go. I'd like to have a whiskey with that guy. Be great. Be great. By the way, Anon, if you're out there, shoot me an email. Let's talk it out. That'd be fun. We talk it out on stream. We can obscure your identity, all that stuff. I have no reason to mess with you or your firm, of course. But I'd love to get it. I would love to get a counter take. I would love it. Have you noticed there isn't one? Even that was the softest of balls. The softest of soft balls of a take countering the Vic narrative. Like, well, all he's saying is, basically he's overplaying the case. I don't think so, actually. I don't think so at all. I mean, defamation cases are always hard. Said that from the beginning. But they're a lot easier when people write it down. And they wrote it all down. It's all on Twitter. All on Twitter and DMs and texts. It's all there. And we've got them. So, we'll see. But, Epic Yoshi says, Mr. Lawyer Man, our anime titties and gaming are under attack and being censored. If you like cute girls and revealing outfits, subscribe to Super Sasha X. Thanks, Nick. Love your work. There you go. Anime titties and gaming are always under attack. I heard Mortal Kombat basically has all the female characters in burqas. So that's a shame. That's a shame. So, where were we? What else? I got to make sure I hit all the topics that I said I was going to hit. Okay. Oh, we've got law firm of upcoming shows. Upcoming shows. All right. Tomorrow. I'm not sure what tomorrow is. It's Thursday. I'm not sure what tomorrow's show is yet. I've got some things that are in the up the sleeves, so to speak, but I'm kind of I'm waiting to see what happens. All right. So I'm not sure what tomorrow's show is yet. Friday's show is call it the State of the Union for Stand With Vic, which makes me a little bit sick to think about because people seem to be confused into thinking that this is some sort of organized structure. And therefore, there was someone today, and you guys know who it was. I don't mean nothing bad about this person. I'm just using their comments and their sentiments to illustrate a point. This is not anything negative about the person who is doing this, but there's some people who are mad about some of the actions of people who are on the Stand with Vic side. But if you notice what's going on here is people are being divided into these factions, and then the action of individuals are being imposed upon the groups. This is natural. It's a natural thing whenever you have, it's economics, right? You distill the scarce resources of time, attention, and allegiance into two major factions. It's why we have the two-party system in the US. It's just an economic reality of funneling people into these two groups with the big broadest of brushes that they can paint to get the maximum amount of power. All right. So we have Kick Vic and I Stand with Vic being represented as if they're organizational entities. They're not. There's someone really mad about the use of some words, some of the sentiments, maybe some of the gay ops or whatever that's going on the Stand with Vic side. And they're like, I'm going to break off and start my own thing. Well, okay, but you're not actually part of an organization. I don't mean this in a negative way or disparaging way or anything, but Stand with Vic is a hashtag. It is a movement of similar ideas and ideals and motivations and direction, but it's not a corporate structure. There is no decision maker. There is no person issuing activities and approving and disapproving. There isn't that. It's a ground up movement of people who have decided that they're going in a common way against a common foe. That means that individuals are going to do things that piss other individuals who are on the same side off. That's okay. That's okay. You don't own their actions. And the only way we start to own the actions of individuals is if we start accepting ownership of it by trying to police them, by trying to say, that's not what I stand for, and that's not what this movement stands for. This movement doesn't stand for anything. Okay? It's what you need it to be. It's if you're on Vic's side and you stand with Vic, that's it. Your motivations for that are different than the next person's. That's okay. It's okay. But you don't need to own the actions of someone else. Don't do it. Don't fall into that trap. Because if you sit there and you fall into that trap over and over, then you got to apologize. You got to try and police people. You got to throw them out. Look at what happened with Comicsgate when people tried to do that. You're trying to throw people out of a movement, of an idea, of a set of principles. You can't do that. You can't do that. There's going to be disagreements. So anyway, Friday's show is going to be largely about that, about where, I guess where that is, and trying to just get people to stop with this. What are we fighting over? And this is bound to happen. It's bound to happen because we're in a little bit of a lull on the information front. Okay? We've had the lulls. Now we're in the lulls. Lulls will come back. They'll come back. When they do, let's make sure we're not fractured. So Friday, I'm going to have Hirohei, that Umbrella Guy, and Yellow Flash. I believe they've all confirmed. Don't hold me to it, but I'm 99% sure we're going to have those three guys and me on. We're going to do a State of the Stand with Vic movement. We'll talk about this MarzGurl stuff. We'll talk about the fact that Rial and Toye are very quiet, although their likes are a little dubious from time to time, but that's okay. We'll talk about all this stuff. We'll have a good time, and we'll give people a reason to just have some fun and not to worry about the disagreements. You get hung up on these minor disagreements and start trying to throw people out, you're going to break down the movement. And the movement, while not an organization, is an advantage that we have. It is an advantage that we have because we have numbers, we have energy, and we have commitment on our side. They don't have it on theirs. They don't have it. We're for something, they're against it. Okay? I mean, we're against the social justice brigade and all that stuff, but this is different because in that context, we're for Vic. Vic coming back, Vic being invited to cons, Vic having a career that survives this, and ultimately Vic winning a lawsuit in hilarious fashion. We're all for that. Whatever we're against. They're just against Vic. They're against Vic. They're against us. They're against things in anime that make them triggered. They're against all of these things. We're for something. That's a huge, huge advantage over them. It's motivating. It's uplifting. So we need to maintain that. And by we need to maintain that, I mean you, yourself, need to maintain that for yourself. You're the only person who can. You don't own my actions. I don't own yours. I will not tell you what to do and what not to do, ever. Because then, like, if I get ownership of what you do, that's weird. We don't have that relationship. I'm here to provide content and humor and information when possible. But I'm not here to direct people. I am certainly not here to police people. Do not ask me to do it. I don't police people's speech ever. Don't do it. I don't. So don't ask me to do it. It's not my gig. And if you try, you're not going to get a favorable response. It's nothing personal. I just don't. I have no interest in it. So whatever you need to do, if you need to disassociate with Stand With Vic and do your own thing, I guess it's not going to be profitable for you. There's no use in creating another movement and then like fighting against this movement and that movement. You're just creating work for yourself. Just don't own the actions of the person next to you. They're not yours. And you're not in an organization with them. So you don't have any responsibility for what they do. Neither does anybody who uses this hashtag or who believes in this. It doesn't matter. So just so you guys have that. Hopefully that helps. That'll be Friday though. I mean, I talked a lot about it right now, but we'll be talking as a panel. Should be a good show. Lots of fun coming. Miss Meadow Kitty says, tell that Sawyer that if he calls us normies again, we will weaponize our autism, cry re, and let loose the memes of war. You heard it here, Sawyer. Mythos Irving says, Jim wants on, check Jade's G-O-O-K Gunt. Wow. Cars in Depth says, I've been a Jew my whole life, but I still don't know where I can go get my goy manipulating supervillain powers. You got to go ask Melinda Scott. She's got the wicked Jew powers. How do you recommend I proceed? Also, are we capitalist exploiters or commie corruptors this week? Both and. But yeah, that's the whole thing here. Don't try to own other people's actions. It will never work out for you. It will never work out for you. So, next. Oh, the Law School of Twit and This will probably be the last segment. Of course, super chats. How could I forget? Which I didn't. But while I was gone, a very stupid person by the name of Zach Viana decided to make some statements to my intern, and I thought we could assess his legal knowledge. Okay? I thought we could do that together. Just you and me, chat. Just you and me. Hold on. Pulling it up here. And you'll very quickly get an idea who Zach Viana is. All right. I can make this a little bigger. Trump antagonist and blocked by every major member of Comicsgate. Well, I'm glad that I'm not a major member of Comicsgate, because people think I am, and I don't deserve that credit in any way. I'm just a man. I'm just a man. So I'm just a guy on YouTube making fun of stuff. But let's talk about this. We're gonna try and whatchamacallit. Oh yeah, make sure to save the last super chat centered on Mars for the lawyers. We'll talk about MarzGurl again. That's right. Good point. That's good point. I don't think I'm gonna go rage mode here because the throat again is very sore and tired. But here we go. Here's the idea. Of course, he votes for Bernie Sanders. There you go. Hey, Twitter support. In case you needed proof that Nick Rekieta is avoiding his suspension by LARPing as a female intern. Rude. Rude. I present screenshots of a podcaster promoting a stream with Nick Rekieta where he identifies him using the Twitter handle Law Archive. So your evidence that I am my intern, that I am my own grandpa or whatever. Your evidence is someone else mistakenly tweeting to my intern. Let's see what happens. Now, notice my intern says, go watch my boss's attempted silencing by a tyrant. This is Q's stream where Tim Miller came on. Thank you so much, Minnesota State Representative Tim Miller and Law Archive. Okay. Here's the other one. We are excited to have at Law Archive, aka Mr. Rackets, join us for the live stream tonight. Now, I'm sorry that Q decided to confuse my intern with me, but remember, this guy, this isn't important other than this is a insight into the legal mind of Zach Viana. That thing with gears turning at least one revolution per year going on there. Is that someone else talking about my intern's account and mistakenly labeling it as me? That person is the authority on who is me, not me and not my intern. So there you go. That's just to go ahead and that ratio 128 to 39. That's good. And then there's a bunch of stuff. All right, here we go. I've pointed out in other posts that if the people who feel compelled to send ethics complaints about Nick want to, I mean, this isn't targeted harassment. It's just if they want to do it. The tweets from that fake account contain content that clearly violate federal labor laws regarding interns. I just can't be bothered. Yes, Zach Viana, the ever busy tweeting constantly, Zach Viana can't be bothered to do an online ethics complaint. But here's the deal. He's wrong. That's the first problem with it. He's wrong. Nothing in any of those tweets would violate federal labor laws. Deleted says, does Zach wear his pants on his head or just roll around in his soy den only in women's underwear? I don't know if he can. I don't think he's allowed near women's underwear. But yeah. So we're not. Let's find some more of his tweets here. It's in these tweets and replies that the real gems lie. So here we go. Here we go. I've got to sort it out with the comics talk. So again, he just doesn't have the time, guys. Just doesn't have the time. Oh, it didn't. It folded into a better law school. Actually, he's incorrect. So what they're talking about is my law school no longer exists. I went to William Mitchell College of Law, and it merged with Hamline University, Hamline University's legal department, to create Mitchell Hamline School of Law. Now, what he says is it folded into a better law school. That's not true. It actually became a worse law school after merging. So, good job. Good job. That's great. That's great. My law school I mean, it didn't really fold per se. It actually absorbed Hamline. That's why its name is first, and that's why it happens in the same building. Hamline's law school program was running out of students, whereas William Mitchell had pretty healthy enrollment. lots of Hamlin students were taking classes during my final year at William Mitchell. They were taking the classes at William Mitchell because Hamlin was running out of professors. So, I mean, you can spin it however you want. I don't care. My law school, I did not go to a top tier law school. I went to a low tier law school. I went to a law school that you go to when you need part-time night classes because you're a dad and live hours away from a law school and you can't go live near the campus. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I wasn't going to bring, we'd bought a house out here in the middle of nowhere. And I certainly wasn't going to go rent an apartment or something near to a law school to hang out with a bunch of 23-year-olds. Wasn't interested in it. Now, the part-time program at William Mitchell was ranked very high among part-time programs, but I'm not trying to sell my school as a great school. Wasn't the best school. Don't care. Don't care. I was going to practice in central Minnesota, not in Minneapolis, not in any other city. Didn't care about the ranking of my law school. Doesn't hurt me. Still graduated from law school, still am a lawyer, still am bothering you on the internet. So that's how that went. But no, low tier. I did not go to Harvard. I have defeated in court several people with much better educations than I had and with much more experience than I have. Them's the ropes. It's the facts of the case that you have that really matter. It's amazing how that works. But here we go. It's not legal to text an intern at 11 p.m. on a Sunday, i.e. not normal business hours. Are you a criminal attorney, Zach Viana? Because I am. My normal business hours are actually 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. when people aren't working. That's my normal business hours because that's when they're committing crimes. That's when they're getting arrested. I get phone calls at 4 in the morning from people who have been arrested, looking for advice, looking for help. Normal business hours for whom? But even so, we're going to get to this and ask her to promote his live stream on Twitter because he got banned. What's wrong with that for an intern? Twitter, by the way, is part of my law firm's business. Absolutely. YouTube is part of my law firm's business as well. It's crazy, I know, because it's non-traditional, and that's why an intern might be interested in it, because I get to go live tonight, for example, in front of 6,500 people and put out there the fact that I provide legal services. And I get requests for help from all sorts of people all over the country. It's almost like there's a business motivation behind doing this. Aside from the obvious YouTube income, there's other income. And I get to refer cases to my friends and colleagues who also get income from it. It's this cool system where I get people to lawyers and legal representation. Sometimes it's with me, sometimes it's with someone else. And when I do that, my law firm sometimes gets paid for it and sometimes doesn't. It depends on the ethical rules that apply. I can tell you I'm not getting paid for the referral to Ty. Couldn't do it. Couldn't get paid for it. I think it's against Texas ethics rules. So it really just depends on the situation as to whether or not you can get a fee for a referral. So there are specific instances that allow you to do it in some states and there aren't in others. But it doesn't matter because building a network is part of it. Guess what's really important to learn as an intern? How to network with other attorneys, how to engage clients in different mediums, how to advertise, how to promote, and how to market. It's something that they cannot teach you in law school because they're all bad at it. They're all terrible at it. They have no idea how to do this in the modern world. Most law firms don't either. The law firms in my town still spend like $50,000 to be on the front page of the phone book that goes in the garbage. Right? In a town, riddle me this. There's a law firm in my town who pays at least $50,000 to be on the cover of the Yellow Pages for a town that has 15,000 people in it. Okay? I go online and my subscriber count is almost 59,000 people. So every video I put out has 59,000 potential eyes just in my network. And then it goes beyond that. And I do it for free. My time, my recording equipment. That's it. So you can naysay my law practice all you want, but I am marketing and using the internet to promote a law practice in a way that no one else is doing. And if you can't figure out why an intern might want to learn that, I don't know what to tell you. So, also, let's just hit this right now. The Fair Labor Standards Act, which is the federal law that governs the hours that you can work and minimum wage. So if your intern's an employee rather than an intern, you have to pay them at least minimum wage, and then they can only work 40 hours a week. Otherwise, they get overtime, just like everybody else, right? That's how it goes, okay? That's the Fair Labor Standards Act, federal law. Unpaid interns are exempt from the Fair Labor Standards Act. My intern actually very eloquently laid this out for Mr. Zach Viana, but Zach Vienna Sausage couldn't figure out that she was telling him the exact thing to refute his argument. Couldn't figure it out. But I don't know what you do to these people. But it's an unpaid intern. So there is no hourly restriction. There isn't one. You can technically make ask an unpaid intern to do hundreds of hours of work a week if they'll do it. And if they don't, what do? Fire them from not getting paid? Have them leave the job? I guess if they don't like the internship, they don't like the internship. But are we really thinking that my intern was tweeting for over 40 hours a week anyway? Obviously not. Ms. Meadow Kitty says, grab your pearls, clutch them tight. Twitter labor laws have been violated tonight. Very good. Very good. Oh my. Oh my. Hold on. I'm making sure I didn't miss something here. No, we're good. He's got another good one. Let's see. Okay, so here's what he stole this from my intern, by the way. But here's the Fair Labor Standards Act. Okay? Fair Labor Standards Act does not require employers to pay wages to interns who receive training from an employer for their own personal benefit. The Department of Labor has developed a list of criteria to be considered in determining whether an individual qualifies as an intern or is really an employee who must be paid under the FLSA. For an individual to qualify as an intern, all of the following 6 criteria must be satisfied, and I never leave anyone unsatisfied. Let's see. 1, the internship, even though it includes actual operation of facilities of the employer. Even though it includes actual operation of the facilities of the employer, like maybe Twitter, for example. Must be similar to training which would be given in an educational environment. And I tell you, if you do an externship, if you do a clinic on this stuff, this is what you're doing. Practical aspects, practical applications of law, working in law offices. This is what an internship looks like. So there you go. The internship experience must be for the benefit of the intern. I don't know how it's for my benefit, but okay. The intern must not displace regular employees, but instead must work under close supervision of existing staff. Nailed it. The employer that provides the training must not derive any immediate advantage from the activities of the intern, and on occasions, its operations may actually be impeded. Yes, me having to communicate through a third party definitely impedes my operation, and having less of an audience than my own Twitter account, I don't see how that would be helpful to me at all. At all. But, you know, I don't know. The intern must not be necessarily entitled to a job at the conclusion of the internship. You ain't getting one. And the employer and the intern must both understand that the intern is not entitled to wages for the time spent in the internship. So here's a critical thing that Zach Viana is lacking in understanding. My intern would have standing to bring this. Someone else reporting me for violations wouldn't have standing to do it. They wouldn't have standing. They're not the injured party. The intern is. So he generates revenue from the intern promoting his live stream. Clear violation of Article 4. This dummy thinks that if an intern does something which leads to money for the employer, that suddenly that they're no longer an intern. That's the stupidest take you could possibly have. Interns do things that benefit the employer all the time. The question is there an immediate advantage to doing it through an intern rather than any other method? Any other way? No, it's an intern. They're unskilled. I have to rely on my intern to do this stuff. Less audience, less reach, less availability. Absolutely no advantage to me for doing that. However, do I get revenue from streams? Sure, of course. That's part of the whole thing. But it would be better to have direct control over the person or the account. But, you know, Mither Nimmer says, for my upcoming internship, not only am I not going to be paid for the 30 plus hours a week they expect me to work, I will be paying for the hours to count as a class for 4 hours of credit at my school. Funny that. Yeah, amazing. Amazing. And according to her tweets, he asks her to research irrelevant information with regards to law they practice. Come on, Zach. Come on. Come on, buddy. First of all, it's about research. Researching all sorts of things is very, very important. You don't know what topics I'm going to cover on my show. You don't know what topics our cases handle. And you also don't know what jokes are. So, I'm sorry that you don't get my intern sense of humor. But there you go. Violating 1 and 2. You guys are really bad at this. First of all, even if let's say I did have my intern write up a synopsis on the migratory patterns of sea mammals, for example, even though we typically don't do any practice in ocean adjacent districts. Let's say I do that. Well, there could be any number of reasons for me to do that. And maybe I just want my intern to have a few minutes to research something and put together a synopsis. And maybe that research is just so I can make a joke. It's amazing what you can do. It's amazing what you can do with an intern, because researching that will benefit the intern and I can make a joke about it. It's great. It's great. I thought my intern wasn't supposed to do stuff related to my law firm. You just said it. So I guess if I had my intern research one of our cases, if I had my intern researching one of our cases, then I'd be benefiting from it, and then I'd be in violation of 4. It's a catch-22, Zach. Except the 22 is your IQ points. That's it. Austin Heartless says, I'm a nobody with no education in law. Can I be your intern? Not right now. I've got one. So, let's see. Here we go. There was a really funny one in here that I want to get to, and that'll probably be the last one. Here we go. Again, I am treating this so, by the way, with regards to Department of Labor guidelines, interns are still to be treated like employees with regards to hours and schedules. I.e., you can't call or text your intern at 11 p.m. on a Sunday to promote your live stream that's independent of your law office. It's not independent of my law office, you dummy. For one. And for two, no. An employee would have the exact same problem that the intern is having. And I could certainly have those hours with an employee. You know how I know this? Even though I don't have any employees, several of my colleagues are employed by law firms. And guess what happens if a senior partner texts you on Sunday at 11 p.m.? You answer the text. You answer the effing text, Zach. What are you thinking? Nah, I'm just going to ignore the senior partner with an issue. This guy clearly has no idea how lawyers operate. No idea. But that's not the funny one. Here we go. Let's see. Or if he comes clean to the Oh, this will be good. Here we go. Here's this ethics thing. First of all, next person that sends complaint to the Minnesota Ethics Board for Lawyers should note, I can't even spell my name right, violation of labor laws regarding his treatment of his intern. Go ahead. Go ahead. Look, he can either admit to LARPing as an intern. They're not going to investigate it, Zach. They're not going to investigate it. Or face the consequences of using said intern to research nonsense and promote his live stream while banned by Twitter. That has nothing to do with an ethics violation. Mither Nimmer says, FFS maritime law is a running joke at tons of law schools since it is so different than the civil and criminal systems. Right up there with the I am a reasonable, prudent person meme. Yeah, I'm a natural man. I'm a natural man. Or I am human or whatever. Then, Nick's options at this point are to either admit he is LARPing as an intern to avoid his ban. Not banned anymore, am I, Zach? Then F off to Gab with the rest of the alt-right chuckleheads. I've had a Gab account for a long time. I just don't use it because I don't like their system. Or continue the charade and face an ethics investigation based on the tweets from his intern. Listen to yourself, man. You think an ethics committee is going to investigate me for someone else's actions that clearly violate labor laws, except they don't. And remember, the ethics board is made up of lawyers. If it turns out he's actually got an intern going this, he loses his license as an attorney. No. At worst, they would make me pay the intern. At worst, they certainly wouldn't. Every law firm who's ever taken an intern, ever, loses its license under this guy's brilliant tutelage. Good job, Zach. You're the smartest guy in the room. Or if he comes clean to the ethics board that he was just trolling to save his certification, then he'll once again have to admit he's LARPing on Twitter to avoid his ban and F off to Gab. If I had to do that, and if it were true, it would still be confidential. Because it wouldn't be an ethics violation if I were doing that. So you would never know. That's the other funny part. No one would have any idea. Or option 4, ignore you. You know, the same thing people are telling you to do. Ignore pointing out violations of either Twitter, TOS, or federal labor laws. That sounds pretty unethical for a very good and serious lawyer. You know what? You know what lawyers are concerned with? The ethics lawyers really care about someone following Twitter's terms of service. That is their highest priority. You know what? They're like, you know what? We've got people soliciting clients for sex in exchange for legal services. We've got lawyers representing people. We've got lawyers accepting retainers and then not doing any work on a case for over a year. We've got malpractice suits where lawyers have cost their clients hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. But this guy, this son of a bitch, he violated Twitter's terms of service. And if you violate Twitter's terms of service, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta get out of here. Can't have it. What is it? Where do these people live? Where do these people live? Matt the Beast says, I know blue-haired orca is the name that stuck, but wouldn't beluga whale more accurately describe a creature known solely for being a pale blob of blubber with a blue wig? I just want to know what killer whales ever did to deserve this comparison. Orca just rolls off the tongue. It's not the whale's fault, Matt. It's not the whale's fault. It's just the name Orca. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Definitely wrong. Definitely wrong. There's one particular one. We got to do this because this just goes to show the depth of research. Has anybody been able to get a comment from Vic about the guy running his legal crowdfunding campaign dressing in blackface and getting bounced off Twitter for harassing and shouting expletives at the VAs he's attempting to sue? I have. Okay, here we go. Gosh, he just can't get over it. Look at his brain breaking. Look at his brain breaking over the fact that I have an intern tweeting. Look at his mind just descending into utter stupidity. Here we go. Guys, they're pretty standard labor laws regarding working off the clock. Or is 11 p.m. on a Sunday normal hours free? First of all, guys, at any job you're at, if you're ever off the clock, you can't do anything. Can't tweet, can't answer a phone call. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's advice from Zach Viana. That's a violation of federal labor laws if your boss calls you after hours. Boom, done. You win. Millions of dollars. You never have to work again. Except the FLSA doesn't apply, Zach. There aren't federal labor laws about it. Anyway, but also, if you work second or third shift, violation of federal labor laws. Where is it? Where is it? There's a specific one. There's a specific one. Where is it? Come on. Come on, Zach. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Look at his brain breaking. Where is it? Okay, he says, hold on, I can find it with the find function. What? No. Here we go. There we go. All right. This made me giggle. Sorry, this taking a while to get here because I'm old and tired. Here we go. Zach Viana. Someone should contact FLRA about Nick Rekieta forcing his intern to work at 11 p.m. on a Sunday without notice. First of all, you have a bad assumption that my intern is not aware of the potential for working at 11 p.m. on a Sunday. You have a bad assumption there. That's your first problem. But what's the FLRA, you may ask? I know that you guys may be curious what the FLRA is. So, I went ahead and pulled it up. I've got it up here on Wikipedia. Now, Wiki, of course, is a fantastic source for everything. The Federal Labor Relations Authority is an independent agency of the United States government that governs labor relations between the federal government and its employees. We feds now, y'all. We feds. We feds now. Don't worry. Now, my intern is now a federal intern at the federal law offices of Rekieta Law, a federally owned subsidiary of the Department of Justice. Come on, Zach. You wouldn't report them to the Federal Labor Relations Authority. You'd report them to the NLRB, the National Labor Relations Board, I guess, or the Department of Labor. Actually, you'd probably report me to the Minnesota Department of Labor or the Minnesota Secretary of State. That's where you'd start. You're not talking federal labor laws here. But you're wrong on all of it anyway because you're dumb. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that God made you that way. But he has a sense of humor and he has a purpose for you. So, anyway, that's, you know, that's the law firm of Twit and for today. You've got, when they've got high-powered partners like Zach Viana out there, how could MarzGurl possibly think she's going to lose? How could she possibly think she's going to lose? And with James Lee, the six-figure billionaire. Look out. I've been earning six figures since before six figures before the pyramids. I still wouldn't have a 9-figure bank account. 10-figure bank account. Sorry. James Lee. Shane. I know, Shane, that you have boasted about your 6-figure income very often. But your 6-figure income, which no one believes on earth that you make 6 figures, okay? Not a single soul believes that. But your 6-figure income, there's no amount of time you could work, even if you invested every penny, and have $1 billion in the bank with a 6-figure income. It just isn't happening, man. It just isn't happening. If you had a 7-figure income, it would take 1,000 years to have $1 billion at a 7-figure income, at the low sevens. So if you had the highest 6-figure income possible, it would take you over 1,000 years at that income to make $1 billion. That's disregarding expenses. No one believes you. I don't know. Like I said, I am waiting. I've been waiting the entire time for the lawyer to show up on the other side and say, this Nick guy is a total idiot. And I can't find him. Or her. Even Comicsgate. Outside of Mark Zaid, there was some lawyer who was way out of her practice area suggesting all the wrong things for Meyer to do, by the way. But at least she was saying that I was wrong on some things. She was clearly incorrect. Saying that Meyer had to sue Antarctic Press and all this stuff to establish a breach, to do tortious interference. Clearly incorrect. But at least there was one. At least there was one person out there saying, no, this Nick guy's probably not right. Where are they on this? You'd think they'd be everywhere. It's easy to stand up against a sexual assaulter. That's very chic to do right now, is to stand up against the patriarchy and take down the sexual predator and his evil law counsel. And they can't produce one. Not all the best they've got's a Canadian paralegal, and the worst they can do is say that I'm making fun of people, hurts feelings, and is unethical. That's the worst. The worst assessment Vic has gotten on his legal case is that I personally am breaching ethics rules. That's it. And that can't come from like a Canadian paralegal. Dear God. Imagine having a case this bad. Imagine it. In every case, there's 2 lawyers saying, no, I'm right. And in this one, reluctantly, Casey Eric is doing that, I guess. But no lawyer has publicly come out and just independently and said, you know, I don't think this guy's right. I don't think they have a case. Not one. Not even one. And when it happens, I'll be happy. Please give me a foil, I guess. It'd be great. And they can't scrounge up one. Not one lawyer. It'd be so easy to take me down. Low tier law school, right? Just 4 years of practice experience. Criminal law in Minnesota. What do I know about Texas law? Can't find anybody. Oh, embarrassing. How embarrassing. See, deleted says, so I can sue the IT company I worked for because I had to be on call and work whenever something broke in the middle of the night. Yep. Violation of labor laws, according to Zach Viana. Morty J says, wait, Nick, I work 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. Does that mean I'm screwed? Nope, your employer's screwed. You're making the money. You win. You win. All right, guys. Let me hit the chats, the chats that have come in, and then we'll wrap it up. And it looks like we're going to end up with a 3-hour show tonight. That's the way it goes, though. That's the way it goes. All right, Mellow E says, oh, and we'll talk about MarzGurl in the chats, of course. There's going to be chats about MarzGurl. So when is MarzGurl going to eat herself to death? Getting sick and tired of that orangutan-human hybrid. The problem with orangutans is they eat really healthy, like a ton of fruits and vegetables, like a garbage disposal. But yeah. So I should probably live forever. Yellow Flash 2 says, hi, MarzGurl. Uh-oh. Short Round says, late and believe Bulma. Ooh. 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 Shanksy B says, Boomer forgot how to stream. ASDF Kobe says, late and gay. Sakaki Onside says, a little advice for all folk. Take the rest of the week off, go outside, enjoy life, and come back to Weeb Wars on Monday. Get rest, y'all. Solo Beverly says Twitch after. I think I probably will. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not playing Ace Attorney tonight. Not tonight, soon. That Ace Attorney is actually working on the voice because I do a lot of the voices. So, you know, that's causing some of the soreness here. So not tonight. Ink Penification says Blackface Nick and Lawyer Nick win. Blackface Nick is a lawyer. So I'd love to have him on the show. Good guy. Have to make sure we don't have any pending litigation. That guy says your wife is way better looking than you. I know this. Architect of Fate says not late, not gay, still a furry lawyer. Cerulean Voice says Nick Rekieta 2, the re-Rekieta-ing. Jack 00 says Jack Dorsey wears a girdle to hide his gross man titties. Ew. Andrew War Snowboard says F for at Groovy's mom. Cancer can eat a dick. Oh man. Did his mom pass away? That sucks. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Rando number 9 says you wouldn't have gotten temp suspended had you pledged your eternal love and loyalty to the great nation of Israel. I always do that, though. I always do. The Blindsided Perspective says, check me out if anyone is interested. I do blind content like how to cook hamburgers being blind at this username. So check out the Blindsided Perspective if you want to see a blind person cooking hamburgers and stuff like that. Gamer Godlink says, Nick Rekieta for Smash DLC 6. Harbinger 345 says, you're the most interesting bot I've met. Boomer bot. Yeah, I'm really bad bot. No one important. How did I miss this one? In just a second. No one important says, did you see that all those SJWs and Kick Vics are rallying behind MarzGurl now? Like they are copying I Stand With Vic? This is insane. Okay. Make it a fight, I guess. Goofus Maximus says, when will these SJWs learn that if they are so hell-bent on royally screwing themselves, they should just splurge on a solid gold dildo, far cheaper than a lawsuit? Not even kidding. Morty J says, so Nick, are you considering this the Nick Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi Nick? I don't know any Star Wars references. I don't know any. I'm not gonna. I'd get that one wrong. This is just, you know, lawyers rise up, I guess. Andrews War Snowboard says latent gay ops. Cocky Onside says you need a hot toddy. Yeah, I saw your recipe for that. I probably do. Forever229 says, quick, do the cuck call. Boo! Seymour Butts, thanks for the donation. Sexy Bearded Viking Wizard, the BA Aussie, says, in case you missed the Twitter DM, I'd be interested in offering some debate on the parking ticket and chalking subject. Okay, maybe. Seymour Butts, again, thank you for the donation. Lukewarm Humor says, Nick, can you go over some of the bar testimony? Maybe. I haven't been following it because it's just kind of interesting, but I don't know. Olron1 says, Renfamous is a salt golem made by anti-CG people. Seymour Butt says, well, now you know Twitter is the big latent gate. Oh, I read that one. So Cool Boy says, welcome back to Twitter, Nick. Thank you. Hopefully now Supergirl will cut back on riding your coattails for clout. Lol. It's getting pathetic. Is she doing that? I don't know. I don't know. Supergirl has been very nice to me and offered to help in any ways that would work out. So, yeah, I got no ill will there. DCV Titan says, I love that you're not so proud that you're okay with people having to be paid to watch your content and that you want to be entertaining for them. Of course. Of course. Let's see. Not on Holiday says, Trump voice. It has come to my attention. It's come to my attention. It has that there is a poor, obese whale. Okay? It is washed up on a Texas beach. I will do everything in my power to return said whale to the ocean. We will make the ocean worse again. We're going to put a wall, a seawall, just like in Galveston, except it's going to go from Brownsville to Florida. Of course, Brownsville to Florida, seawall put up, no more whales on the beach. We got to stop this. We got to stop this. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Andrew War Snowboard says, inserting yourself into drama without consent is problematic. Defamation 2. Then we've got SM Scorx 89 says, Anime News Network's Hope/Jacob Chapman used to be Jesu Otaku on Channel Awesome. Chapman is certainly kicked Vic by standing with MarzGurl. I think if Hope Chapman and MarzGurl are standing in the same place, we have a gravitational entity. Super Cuckarot says, I'm drinking Wild Turkey 101. Will you take a shot with me? No, I'm not doing the whiskey tonight. I'd like to say hi to MarzGurl's lawyer. Not Nick's opinion. I bet MarzGurl wanted to give Juwario a blowy. Too bad, go Minecraft yourself for you $2 whore. I don't know if the $2 whore is me or MarzGurl, because that was a $2 chat, but there you go. Sorry, man. I'm not doing the whiskey tonight. A little, again, harsh on the wall, or harsh on the voice. Where did that go? Goofus Maximus. MarzGurl doesn't have arms. She grafted Midgard Zomer, aka the World Serpent, onto her shoulders. Cerulean Voice says, MarzGurl is my favorite thing to come out of this all. DCV Titan says, wait, is MarzGurl secretly Miss Marvel? Dylan7183 says, Nick, regarding your Twitter, Nick's been hit by a smooth criminal. Cheers if you know where that's from. Well, obviously it's from Michael Jackson. But let's be real. We all know the proceed from MarzGurl's GoFundMe is going towards wood for her beaver dam. Mike Check, thanks for the donation. Harrison Bui says, here's some free YouTube super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Olron1 says, does reminding people that DC Douglas is a pervert who likes to creep into women's bathrooms and record it count as defamation? No, because he did that. Enigma1788 says, heads up, you're still shadow banned on Twitter. I've heard that I'm still shadow banned. I'm search banned. So if you type in @Nick Rekieta, it won't actually search for me. So you got to go a roundabout way to find it. That's really annoying, but it might be just a product of being unbanned. We'll have to see how it goes over the next couple days. Kenny Grandel, thanks for the donation. Cowboy Cooking, same to you. Designers Quill says, hey Nick, I'm guessing you haven't looked at your .org email yet. No rush. Just curious to know what response you had regarding it. If you're okay with my idea, let me know how I can get back to you. Look for Designers Quill. Oh yes, I'll respond to that email. Keyboard Force says, didn't Jim make a Channel Awesome episode covering Linkara's stupid comic, Forced Mattress Mambo Fantasies, and Ladyboy Fetish? Pure gold. He did. And I'm hoping to have Jim back on, Jim and Dick, for a MarzGurl and Channel Awesome stream. The guy from that thing says, so Warski tried to literally start a cult today. Didn't go well. 200 plus banned. I am here on behalf of the people to request his removal from your intro. I'm going to keep him in there mainly because I didn't make the intro and I don't really know how to do it. But if you want a better intro, make one. I'm always open to suggestions, but that intro is made by someone else. Harrison Bowie says, I was going to check her Twitter to see the GoFundMe link, but I got blocked. Didn't even look at it till earlier today. Keep up the good fight. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Phil82245X says, sent your intern a 2002 article about Wade. It's bad. Oh, is it the one where, I don't know. Is it the one where no, that's not the one where his client fired him over Twitter. SM Scorix89 says, Hero Hay lives in Los Angeles. Poor says, I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody and the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Oh, say it's like in the Cowboy Bebop OP. I can't on the top of my head. Sorry. Cerulean Voice says, pretty sure she's well versed in long arm statutes. That's a reference to MarzGurl, whose arms are so long. Whose arms are so long that, what's the joke? Where's the joke? Where's the joke? Oh, okay. Here we go. MarzGurl's arms are so long that she can actually file suit and claim residence in several different districts in U.S. court. It's not a good joke, but it's a joke. MarzGurl's arms are long, y'all. There we go. Oh, goodness. Scarfy the Strange. Ever seen the game Island Peril? The only other game with a lawyer protagonist. And it's a shooter with FMV. And he has a female intern. Perfect. John Sargent says, I sent a DM question in Twitter. Yeah, I'll get to that one, buddy. Memeling from Twitter says, MarzGurl has to insert herself into conversations because it's the only place she can actually fit. Hichigo Shirosaki 276 says, if you haven't already, look up the Fixing the Broken Staircase Google spreadsheet. I've seen it. Just look up Vic Mignogna Google Docs, first page on Google. Yep, I've seen it, and Ty has it. Ooh. Oh, wait, I read that one. Caleb Lamright says, first time watching / donate. Be my lawyer daddy, Nick. Happy to be your lawyer daddy. Happy to be your lawyer daddy. Thanks for donating. Agith Thomas says, Nick, how possible or hard or insane would it be for a lawyer to get state certified in all 50 states and DC? Would you recommend it? Pros and cons. It would just cost a fortune. And then you'd be doing CLE all day, continuing legal education all day. It would not be worth it. Woodman Gaming says, hi, Nick. Hey, buddy. TLJ Screwjob says, so someone on the farms mentioned that it might be unethical for Mr. Eric to represent both Ron and Monica because they aren't married and could be compelled to testify against each other. Is there a legal term for that scenario, and is it true? It would be unethical unless they waive the conflict. If they waive the conflict of interest, what's the problem? As long as they're clear that there is a conflict, and he would be having that discussion. And you know, if Ty wanted to, I believe they could make a motion to make it clear to the defendants that they are being represented and there's a potential conflict. But why fight that fight? They know there's a conflict, and if they waive the conflict, then they waive it. That's how it goes. I mean, it is true, though. It is true. It wouldn't be an ethics violation, just be a conflict of interest. If he were not to disclose the conflict of interest and get consent from his clients, then it could be. Mythos serving. Oh, wait. Woodman Gaming says, just doing some testing of a DLC. Got your entertainment on screen, too. I expect great things tonight. I fell asleep last stream where I asked about WE. Weekend, whatever. Oh, yeah, you asked about coming on or meeting up sometime, I think. I'd be down. Guru says, it's all over, lawman. I've contacted the DNR, DMV, and the Coast Guard already. Gonna hit the CDC in the morning. Prepare to be sued. Hashtag lawman bad. Forever229 says, get out of here. Twitter is now mine. Gengio says, they can't decide if you're fake or all powerful. Both and. Eduardo Ramirez says, stay back. We will defend ourselves. Pull it out. Erotic Corn on the Cob says, I like these SJWs about as far as I can throw them. And if you've seen Renfamous, you know it's not far. But I gotta congratulate MarzGurl for getting the role of Elastigirl in the live-action Incredibles movie. She'll do her own stunts. No arm CGI needed. Andrew War Snowboard says, F is for Funimation. Mr. Leon, thanks for the donation. The Buzz CJC says, Twitter fears the beard. Sing It Nick says, when the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. I'm not singing tonight. Not singing. Come on. Skagi Onzai says, showed Cat MarzGurl's picture. Minecrafted itself. Oh no. Hopefully you didn't have to mortgage its other 8 lives and it has some left. Let's see. Real Talk says Michael Brown deserved to get shot. So did Trayvon. Hot takes there. Mr. Leon says Nick broke out of Twitter jail by going super blackface 3. Somebody get this man an anime. Eduardo Ramirez says, ask MarzGurl, what is GLO gang? I don't know. DCV Titan says, may have to donate to that GoFundMe multiple times for all the questions I would have. Cross Counter says, here's my free super chat for the month, boss. Enjoy. Thank you. I appreciate that. John Dodson says, love your work. Keep it up. First time donation. Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Anonymous, who I assume to be Bagel Goose, says, look up the Long Arm Tribe from One Piece, particularly a guy named Scratch Manapoo, and you'll see MarzGurl's long lost family. Nilox7 says, I left my king open. What are you going to do? Oh, that's checkmate. Ricing Ground 3 says, Kick Vic Season 3 is pretty great to watch. Carl Mahale 05. Male 05. We should shave MarzGurl's head and march her down the street yelling, shame, shame, shame. Just please keep her clothes on. Ice Baron 2015 coming to Colossal Con. Northwest Ohio welcomes you and Todd. I don't know. It depends. It depends when. It'd be fun. I'd love to go meet Todd for sure. But yeah, I haven't been like contacted by Colossal Con. I don't know when it is or anything like that. Nocturnus says MarzGurl can't even afford a budget PC from 2019. Yeah, she can't. And she's going to pay for that lawyer though. It's going to happen. Siren Jag says, Racket's homework for tomorrow. Read this like Trixie Mattel. Oh, honey, honey. No, wait. Oh, honey. Honey, 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 honey. Rodent Slayer says, A Song of Mice and Fur is live on Indiegogo. 1 day left. Discworld meets Animal Farm and Calvin and Hobbes. Hashtag praise to Chiang Kai-shek Slayer of Commies. There you go. Stooge Muffin Stuffin says, correction. Ed will appear in the show, but the casting is still in progress, and Alex Hassel will play Vicious. Personally, I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt should be Spike. That'd be a good Spike. Soul Steel 100. What's funny is that they said the lawsuit is fake at one point. Man, are they really that delusional? The only thing I hope for is that the 3 B words who started this get a really good taste of reality. Chiliano says, Nick, how much do you think the court reporter will laugh during your questioning of MarzGurl in a deposition? If she is dumb enough to try and sue you, please advise. That'll be my goal. My goal will be to make sure the court reporter laughs, and I will turn to the court reporter and say, please let the record reflect that you laughed. That'd be good. HR Hakan says, off topic. I looked up Minnesota because I was intrigued, and Jesus, is Minnesota nice a thing? Kind of. Because that sounds like just like Norway. Well, guess where we all came from? Well, other Minnesotans. I'm from Texas and I'm Polish, but it sounds just like Norway, except for the part where at some point someone snaps and gets the axe. Yeah. No, lots of Norwegians. Lots of Norwegians here in Minnesota. Yellow Flash 2 says, make sure MarzGurl is archived on Pull and Reset era. Poor says, do lawyers add a bunch of useless evidence into discovery just to waste opposing counsel's time? That would be the biggest dick move I could imagine. Just depends on what they ask for. Just depends what they ask for. Here we go. Merlot Williams says, did you hear My Room Records whiskey drinking lawyer? Oh, yes, I've got that. Should I play that? Can I play that for you guys? My Room Records whiskey drinking lawyer. We got a couple minutes, right? Oops. We got a couple minutes here. Make sure I got this on the right. Yeah, here we go. Let me pull this up. My boy, My Room Records, wrote me some whiskey drinking lawyer music for when I have a bathroom break, for example. So here we go. Let's pull this up here. Just a normal song. What? Can we play it? Here we go.
Oh, he drinks a fair bit, but you realize that it just helps get his noggin jogging along. With his glass by his side and his kids asleep tight, we'll hear some lawsplaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twit and Erland. From the white shores of Maine to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, his lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an ardbeg, a Balmore, a Lafroig, the spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear lawsplaining tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we are now. Oh, the guests are all plentiful, from Doug T to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career.
I love this guy. He's good. Thanks, buddy. This intro would be 3.5 minutes long. Spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear lawsplaining tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we are now. I'll get you the link, guys. I was just letting it finish. All right. That's My Room Records. It's My Room Records. Thanks, buddy. That guy's great. That guy's great. He's he's been a friend of the show for a long time, actually, and is a Dick Show fan, alumnus, whatever. Here you go. Here is the link to that. I'll throw it up in the description as well. My Room Records. Go, if you like that song, of course, go show him some love on SoundCloud. He does really good songs. Great work. Great guy. Also helped me out with microphone recommendations, with some stuff with filters to make the show sound a little bit better than I would be able to do it. So he's a good guy. So again, give him some love. All right. Let me finish the chats here. So yes, Merlot Williams, I did hear My Room Records, Whiskey Drinking Lawyer, but thank you for reminding me, because I meant to play it and then it slipped my mind completely. But it's a great song. Great song. Esme Illis says, my condolences to Marz's lawyers. If they have to watch your streams for proof, because of all the laughter they will be doing, they made a huge mistake. Wouldn't it be funny if they turned against her? And they're like, yeah, but your arms are really long, though. It's true. It's true. M says, H3H3 spent $200K defending themselves. Hashtag gotta pay up. Cerulean Voice says, Beard Daughters when? We want to hear their views. Maybe, I don't know, it's short notice, but maybe I'd talk to Ty about having them on this week. Maybe they'd be willing to come on tomorrow night. I don't know. James Spoon says, common sense, the real superpower. Let's see. We've got CIA Black Ops 115. Says, anime and video games are for fans, not for the developers on their expectations. MarzGurl needs to give up and accept the fact that she will lose. She has little to no evidence to prove anything. Snarkticon DM says, Rekieta Law Offices and Pancake Emporium, 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. I could use some pancakes. Nocturnus says, Zach Vagina's comic avatar looks nothing like his IRL emaciated vegan type body. I don't think he can even do a push-up. Oh, that's sad. TLJ Screwjob says, hey, Nick. So you've mentioned sanctions and summary judgment a lot for Vic's case and other cases. I was just wondering if you could go over them again, since you explained them in a way that I and others can understand, unlike Google. Thanks. Not tonight. But, you know, the summary judgment's kind of a long shot. They're also going to have... It's a weird one. Sanctions are just a single judge disciplining somebody for doing something wrong in a single case. They're not a disciplinary action. They don't necessarily mean there's a good or bad lawyer or anything like that. And sometimes, to be honest, the tactical decision to do something might be worth the risk of the sanction. So, sanction is just a penalty imposed upon somebody in a suit. That's it. So maybe a lawyer has to pay money to another party because they did something that caused damage to the other party. Maybe a witness, or not a witness, maybe a party to the lawsuit lied under oath and caused some frivolous motion practice, and they get sanctioned to pay for the attorney's fees for the other party because that motion practice shouldn't have happened only because of the lie or something like that. That's what sanctions are. Gay and Still at Large says, this comes up a lot, but now I genuinely wonder, what would it take for you to be able to make a successful or at least worthwhile ethics complaint against a lawyer who doesn't represent you or opposition? Would you have to shoot a guy? Shooting a guy doesn't necessarily make you unable to practice law, right? You would have to lie. Criminally lie would be the real trick. Defrauding people out of money, lying, stuff like that, lying under oath. Those are the real things. Other than that, I mean, outside, you're talking about outside of, you shoot a client, yeah, you're probably not going to practice law anymore. Shoot someone else? I mean, how does that impair your ability to practice law? You might be in jail. It might be hard to keep your license up, but are you going to have it forcibly removed because you shot someone? I don't know. Bookham Dano says Zach Viana obviously never had a real job. That's true. It's got to be true. Unlike Nick, Zach went to justice school. Oh no. DJ Grimmick says, according to Zach, I can sue Walmart for working graveyard. I'm going to be rich. First super chat, by the way. Love your stream. Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Morty J says, wait, Nick. Work 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. Does that mean I'm screwed? Oh, wait, I read that one. No, you're a millionaire now. Forever229 says, if a lawyer comes out and you debate them on stream, you have to wear a tinfoil hat and talk like Alex Jones the entire time. That'd be good. Dequarius Walker says, you ever going to upload the Twitch streams to YouTube? I'm not planning on it. I'm not planning on doing that. No, my YouTube channel is not for gaming. The Twitch is just a fun place to relax and just spend some time. If there were a particular stream that should be uploaded, maybe. I don't feel like I've done any of those yet. YouTube is the only reason I play Ace Attorney on YouTube is because it's Ace Attorney. It's a law game. That's it. But all the other stuff, I don't feel like that's what this channel's about. Chris Nemo says, FFS, it's not blackface. Stop the lies. Fake news. McKinney90 says, so we're in the MarzGurl arc right now. Best anime ever. Octorian says, we feds now. Y'all. Hashtag, do you draw because of your love for crayons? Hashtag, midnight blue is not Kool-Aid flavor. Ghost of Nick's Beard says, when can we hope to get the final Amazon on? Ty keeps telling me next week. First it was last week, then it was this week, now it's next week. We'll see. We'll see. When she has time. Very, very busy. Asphyxiation says, sent you a DM saying some personal stuff. Thanks. I'll give it a look-see. BWL Development says, my BBA had a business law class. I know, 1, how to read contracts, and 2, I need a lawyer for everything else. Neither Ty nor Nick have lied about this stuff. That doesn't do us any good to lie. Jokin, thanks for the donation. TLJ Screwjob says that Trump sounded like your Bernie voice at the end there. Bernie is secretly Trump and Miss Doubtfire makeup. Confirmed. True. Thanks again for the donation. Jokin. Super Cuckarot says, I would never defame you like that MarzGurl is a $2 whore. Empty Fridge says, honest question and don't lie. What are your wife's cup size and or 3 sizes? Yes, I went there and I have no regrets. Hashtag free speech, absolutists rise up. I will answer the question as honestly as I can. I have no idea. I have no idea. Because when a woman gets pregnant, nurses, and then doesn't nurse anymore, they change. And I lost track. The cup size is I like it. There. How's that? Forever229 says MarzGurl should consider having Mojang make her into an Enderman. Let's see. XXKCINXX, thanks for the donation. Skeleton says, hey, big guy, got a date for that stream you'll be doing with Jim on Channel Awesome and the Linkara question? God bless. No, I don't. I don't have a date for it yet. Jim just mentioned when he popped on the other day that he would love to do a show on MarzGurl with me. So we got to figure that out. But yeah. Raul Aguilar, thanks for the donation. Prometheus Zeta says, I'm growing my beard out in honor of you and Ty. Good job, buddy. Good job. Naruto Martin says, you missed my chat before you started the stream? Did I? I will find it. I will find it. I'm sorry. It wasn't on my thing. It's not my fault. Not my fault. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Naruto Martin. Come on. Not there. Give me just a second. While I do this, let's do some more. Naruto Martin. Cypher Warrior says, MarzGurl's arms are so long, she group hugs by accident. MarzGurl's arms are so long, they've been mistaken for the Bifrost. Oh, that's a good one. BlastLord25, did you see my MarzGurl joke? I don't know. I don't know. Mr. Leon says, not afraid to go to court equals settled out of court. DOG Beerus says, Nick, could you clarify something? If MarzGurl is considered a public figure under anti-slap, would the same apply to Vic? I'm probably misunderstanding the situation. It's always an argument. It's always an argument. Here's the difference between MarzGurl and Vic. MarzGurl is certainly not a public figure in general. No one cares about MarzGurl. No one cares. Okay? So just so we're clear on that, she's not going to be a public figure under the normal public figure doctrine. She would be a public figure under the limited public figure doctrine because she willfully inserted herself into a public event that people are interested in. Vic did not. Vic did not do that at all. Vic was brought in by other people. So that's a big difference in the argument. It's not definitive for either way. Vic, of course, being much more popular than MarzGurl, but is Vic popular enough to be a public figure? You're walking down the street, you're an average person, even if you watch anime and you see Vic, you probably don't recognize him. Walking down the street, you see Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Chris Hemsworth, you might recognize them. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. So next, I did find these last. There were 2 chats before the stream. One from Demis Harper. Congrats on being back on Twitter, Nick. Rock on. Hey, thanks, buddy. And then Naruto Martin says, how hard is it to be an intern there? By the way, finals are done. And congrats on Twit's being back. I have a 1.5 years left, then to law school. Cheers to you. Drink for me. Well, I don't really take on many interns, so it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. But, you know, there you go. All right, that is the end. That is the end. And yes, Jersey Devil Vic has been almost completely silent the whole time. Not commenting on the stuff, just commenting on, you know, the, on events that he would normally comment on. Being invited back to cons. Doing other stuff. He made a couple posts early on and then just went silent, which is good for him. Good for him. So, all right, guys. I think that's about it. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I will announce what the show tomorrow is as soon as I know. This is the last chat, okay? This is the last chat. Don't send me another one because I might not see it, and I would hate to do that. Earjuice says, Jarbo the Hutt behind the music on Earjuice live this week. I got banned from Twitter after 8 weeks, so I can't chill it out very well now. Yay. Well, hey, buddy, email it to me. And maybe I can tweet it out for you. That'd be great. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night. I will see you tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to Twitch stream tonight because I'm going to rest the voice. This went a little longer than planned. Too much fun. All right. See you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night. Peace.